With me, I've got Mr. Shyam Bhatia, who honestly, to the cricket followers in the UAE and a lot in the world, does not need any introduction. In one word, you can call him one of the biggest crusaders of cricket that the sport has seen. Today, I have invited him to, jog his memory for something very, very interesting. On June 2, India will be leaving for England for a marathon tour. First, they will have the World Test Series, World Test Championship final against New Zealand, which will be followed by a five-test series against England. And it will be a very, very high profile and challenging one. For those who delve a bit with cricket history, they will be aware that this year marks the 50th anniversary of what is considered as a watershed year in Indian cricket. That was 1971. Under Ajit Wadekar's leadership, we first beat West Indies 1-0 in West Indies. Then the Indian team went to England and they recorded their first overseas win in England also by a 1-0 margin. This team is often considered as a bit of forgotten heroes, but who taught India, or who gave India the test of how to win abroad. My first question to Shyam will be, what's the first memory of those two triumphs?
1971, I was in Dubai. So Dubai, communication from Dubai was not there much that time. So only we were getting a news of the matches very late. Then at 1972, I traveled to India, Bombay. And Ajit Wadekar, Salim Durrani, and all they have been my old friends from cricket playing days. And I invited Ajit Wadekar and Salim Durrani for the dinner. So we were having a dinner at Taj. Ajit came on the right time, but there's no news from Salim. Me and Ajit were sitting in a harbor bar having a drink, waiting for Salim Durrani. And Salim, there was no mobile that time, so you can't contact. Salim landed around 9:15. I'm very excited. He said, look, I did an ad for this Brill cream or something. I got a 15,000 rupees with me. So I'm going to pay the bill today. I said, Baba, don't worry, you keep this one. And then both were telling me the stories of this tour. No doubt, obviously the hero of the tour was the little master, Sunil Gavaskar. Nobody can take that credit. He was amazed. It was amazing batting and all. But few things like Salim Durrani, I think last match was played at 5th, which India won in a Port of Spain.
Port of Spain.
Yeah, where Salim Durrani took the 2 wickets consecutive balls. Gary Sobers, first Kanai, Rohan Kanai, and then Gary Sobers. So Gary always considered Salim Durrani the best spinner of India, and that 2 balls changed the face of the match. So, that they won on that match.
There are so many things to talk about those two series. All that I've read about those two tours was in the cricket books, Gavaskar's sunny days. So I'll just come to you, before we move on to the England tour, in context of the upcoming England tour that you have been a friend with Mr. Gavaskar now for how many years?
Oh, I said from same time, 71, 72.
71, 70. Yeah. How many times did the conversation go on to that series against the West Indies? 774 runs, an average of 150 plus in 8 innings. How could a man do that? What does he say about that tour?
Sunny is a person who doesn't talk too much, they say. But I'll tell you another good incident in West Indies. When India was playing 2000, exactly 2000, India was playing a series in the West Indies. And Sunny was a commentator. And I went to see these matches. So what happened in Jamaica, match got washed out. So I was going out for lunch to my friend's house. So I told Sunny, you also join me. So Sunny came with me. We went to a friend's house, Indian. Then there were 2 or 3 West Indians were sitting, who were from doctors. When They saw Sunny and introduced them to Sunny. They were sitting, and these guys, okay, then we sat down. These guys refused to sit. I mean, he said, we said, please sit. He said, how he can sit in front of little master?
My God.
Can you believe it? Then Sunny also told them, please sit down. And then they were telling us stories of Sunil, this 1971 series, the batting. I mean, Sunny is a semi-god in West Indies.
First came the West Indies tour. I think it ended in April. And then came the England tour.
Yeah.
In England, what history books tell us is that, it was a 3-test tour and India again won in the last test, where a certain Bhagwat Chandrasekhar took 6 for 38 to break England's back in the second innings. So England were all out for 1-0-1, which made the job easier for India. Coping with those English conditions, which still continue to be a bit of a tricky challenge for India. If I was looking at the Indian team sheet, I was trying to find out that who was the new ball bowler with Abid Ali. Then I could make out that it must have been Eknath Solkar, the late.
Solkar, yes. Solkar.
Or it must have been Sunny. Yeah. So with this kind of a team and with 3 spinners, I mean, in today's context, you'd never think of playing 3 spinners in England. But how could Ajit Wadekar manage to do this and come out winners in that series?
In that time, don't forget, India has the best fielding side. Eknath Solkar, Abid Ali, and Ajit himself was a very good fielder in slip. So they made a lot of difference. These players, these 3 fielders, did an amazing job taking the catches in that match.
The spinners.
The spinners. Yeah.
Along both these series, and somewhere down the line in history, when we talk about the great Indian captains, we talk about Tiger Pataudi, we talk about Oscar, of course, then Muhammad Azharuddin's success rate, then Dhoni, then Ganguly, then of course now Kohli. Somewhat down the line, do you think that history had been little unkind to Ajit Wadekar? I mean, has he got his due?
When they reached there, they got a great welcome. They got a great welcome by the public, by the board, and they came to Bombay. You saw there was an open bus and all these things. Then they flew to Delhi and they met our Prime Minister, Mrs. Gandhi, and all these things. But that time, our selection and the board, they were always conflicting. You lose one series, you are out. You win a couple of series, you're out. They drop Pataudi, they brought Pataudi back in. So that is a trend was going on that time. That was very tough to hold on a captaincy. They will never give a chance to anybody to hold for 5 years. I don't think anybody was a captain for 5 years in a row that time.
You have been a follower of cricket and you have played the game at a certain level. If I have to ask you that, how has Test cricket changed? I mean, when you go to England, I mean, the challenges by and large remain the same, isn't it? I mean, along with that.
No, it's not the same. Gautam, it's not the same.
What has changed? I mean, one thing Mr. Gavaskar himself says is that when wickets got covered from 1975, a lot of the trickier equation about the pitch was minimized. And why are you saying it's not the same? And what has got easy or what has got tough?
If you get a tour in England, first part of summer, which is May and June, the ball swing like hell. And England have all the seamers and who's swing the ball beautifully. An Indian can't play on this swing bowling. And if you go in July, August, the ball doesn't swing that much. So that is a big difference in England.
The upcoming series, I mean, which is going to be really a big challenge for Virat Kohli and his men. This is a series which is virtually starting from this early summer, as you are saying, soon after the WTC final, and it is going on till September. So how equipped are police men to handle this? And also, finally, I would like to ask you that are you going? Because if you don't go, I think it will be a rare occasion when you're going to miss the England series.
No, I'm going definitely. And I have bought the tickets already.
How do you rate Kohli's men's chances this time? They've got a good
You see, I tell
pace
you,
attack.
today we have good, England have a better bowling start. In early, we are starting in June, so we are still better off than the first part of the June. Because if sun is shining, it's good for us. And then they have good, we have also, not the same bowler, but we have bowling side strengthening is good. We have better batting than England. If our batsmen, first 5, they can get some runs in the first in the end June or early July, we'll be good. And second part of the summer, what is July games, I'm sure we will give them a tough fight and we should win. I'm betting on that. Okay, India should win this series. We have equally good bowlers. We have not equally maybe 60-40 or the 60-40, but batting side are good. We need a earlier batsman to score the runs.
Before wrapping up, I will ask you about this jinx in England. I mean, we have started to travel well over the last 10 to 15 years. I mean, now we have won a back-to-back series in Australia. This time again, with the subpar team. Then in South Africa, we drew the series and came back. When it comes to England, our success rate goes down. Though in the last series we did reasonably well. So why is it so? And what is it that we need to do to get over this? Because now we have got a full series. We can't say that we didn't get the chance to come back.
No, we have full series. After winning in England, they're quite confident. But don't forget, I rate Ravi Shastri as one of the top manager, coach, everything today. His guidance to the player is amazing. I have heard from horse's mouth. I've spoken to Ravi various times. He is fully prepared to this too. And boys are quite confident. And I'm glad this Ravi and Virat have a very good rapport. So that will make them to go ahead.
We thank you, Shyam, for your wonderful recollection of those days of years back. I mean,
Thanks, Gautam. Nice talking to you after a long time.
Life was so different. Yeah, the life was so different. I mean,
oh
Salim Durrani earning 15,000 rupees from his first commercial.
He was on the moon. He was on the moon.
This is amazing when players earn in millions today. But that's the way world has changed. Society has changed. Thank you once again, Shyam.
Thank you.
Yeah.